Goldberg, turn off the lights in 3, 2, 1.
Some men aren't looking for anything logical.
You ready?
Yeah?
You're gonna love this.
Okay, STEM friends, it's that time of the year again. End of the school year, Rube Goldberg machine celebration. And our goal again this year is to turn off the lights as usual. But I've made some upgrades. In the past, the tables were all connected to each other, but that created a traffic flow problem. So I found another way to connect the tables without the traffic. This guy right here. And you'll see that it's connected to a very thin string. I didn't mean to make it invisible, but it slips very easily through the pipe cleaner pulley up there, up through one pipe cleaner pulley, over to the other pipe cleaner pulley, and back down. So that's why we're using the fishing line. The table next door has a weight with little marbles in it. And when one goes down, the other goes up. Same goes for this one, except it's connected to our wrecking ball over there. And the weight would sometimes just fall on top, and we didn't want that. So put some little bunny ears there, popsicle sticks. And now when it falls, it will definitely push this off the table. And again, when one goes down, the other goes up and releases the wrecking ball. To reset, you just stand this one back up again and put the weight with the marbles in there, back where it was.
And over here.
Make sure the little ejector seat is laying down. And we're just gonna set this up. I put the word top on there to make it easier. You don't wanna put the wrecking ball back here because it's too hard to lift. You wanna put it right next to the edge where the X is, with the word top on top.
I think it's time for an upgrade.
I've also added some arrows. I notice when I leave the weight in this position for too long, the tape, even though it's really strong, that duct tape wears out a little bit. So easy fix. If the slapper's not working, just check to make sure the battery is attached firmly. The kickstand from the tower twister kept falling and getting in the way of the other blocks, so we separated them. And now, when that falls forward, tower twister hits the other side. We want it to go that way when it swings, which means you want to wind it up the other way. I put some tape here, and as long as your string matches where the tape goes, you'll know it's in the correct direction. That block goes down, it lifts up, yoink! Fork pops out, and the ball rolls down the track.
And falls into the basket.
The towel makes the basket really heavy, and it's barely hanging on there. So when the ball hits it, when you set it back up, the weight of the ball and the friction of the fork actually holds that really nicely and makes it really easy to release. I put a note here that says this side up, because if you put the fork in that way, it will not come out, it gets stuck. So you want to make sure it says this side up. And then you probably want to lift the fork just a little bit and then rest the ball there gently. This side, we have a slapper, and that gets released. It pushes the domino. Inside the bucket, it says, keep me in Folger's bucket. So that block stays in there as a weight. And it's attached to the white bucket. What happens when this block falls off? The white bucket with the balloon pop in the ceiling. Sometimes this block falls and lands on top of the paint stick, so the bucket cannot fall off the table. Our solution is to put this block on and halfway off, and then put the next block a little bit off to the side so it's not in a straight line. That way when the big block falls, it will fall out of the way, so the red bucket can fall cleanly off the table. Went ahead and put a hinge on both of these so they can be quickly reset in the right spot. The white bucket with the balloon pop in the ceiling. Lesson I learned the hard way, when you put confetti in a balloon, don't ever breathe in with the confetti in here, because confetti will go into your lungs and it feels really bad. So instead, when you put the confetti in there, pinch it closed and turn your head to breathe in. Because we don't want those in your lungs. Up here we have some needles that are sticking through the little bamboo skewers in the ceiling. And so when the bucket gets pulled up, bam! And we put a hole in the bottom of the bucket so the confetti falls out. Yay! Please remember, when it pops, everyone needs to help pick up at least 5, maybe 10 pieces of confetti on the floor, put it back in the black bucket. I would love to let you keep the confetti, but it ends up in the hallway on the floor. Mr. Pete gets pretty upset. So confetti must stay here so we can reuse it, and little balloon pieces can also stay here. You'll find that some of the blocks are already set up with tape, and that's because it's a hinge so that they can flip up and flip down in the right spot. And then of course you'll put the dominoes here. Some of these you'll find there's a popsicle stick under the block here. By lifting up this edge, it's much easier to knock over. And, uh-oh, there's a problem. If it's too close, it flips by itself. I don't want that. You might need to push it over a bit to get it to stay. I tried taping the slapper down to the table, but it rolls so much, either side could be taped.
I cannot be contained!
So you just need to set your slapper so the little weight here will hold it in place. Be sure to save some room for the weight to rest on the table. By design, I've made it to where it just sits on both the edge of the slapper and on the table. When setting up the blocks, if you put them too far apart, they miss each other. If you put them too close together, you run out of blocks before you get to the other side of the table going long ways. So a good trick for this is to use one of the blocks. If you lay it down on its side, it tells you the space that you need between the blocks.
No way.
Oh, we wound up the wrong way. Let it go though, see what happens.
No.
That's okay, let it go. It might fix itself. Let it go, let it go. Yes! Yay, lucky. Last minute addition to our start of the Rube Goldberg machine. A little bat friend there. We're turning on Rube Goldberg machine to turn off the lights. In 3, 2, 1.